A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. With this, a very good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Harshika Kasliwal, Coordinator of Public Relations Team, Entrepreneurship-Cell, Amity University, Rajasthan, welcome you all to the closing ceremony of this very insightful event, eStart 2021, followed by the launch of our official magazine, and Tales 2021, an inauguration ceremony of Programming Club by Entrepreneurship Cell, Amity University, Rajasthan. I would like to extend my heartiest welcome to our dignitaries. Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dr. Rakesh Bhatnagar, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dr. Amit Jain, CEO, Amity Innovation Incubator, Mr. Ojasvi Babbal, Vice President, Funding and Innovation, Mr. Vijay V. Singh, Organizing Chair, eStart 2021, Dr. Manju Kaushik, our guest of honor, Mr. Saurabh Jain, Faculty Coordinator, Dr. Vikas, Asthana, and all the other faculty members and to one and all present here today. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Manju Kaushik Ma'am, Organizing Chair of this program. Dr. Manju Kaushik is the President of Institutions Innovation Council, Amity University, Rajasthan, Associate Professor, Head Amity Innovation Incubator Jaipur, eCell IEEE, and ACM Branch Counselor and Coordinator Technical Clubs, Amity University, Rajasthan. She has more than 16 years of experience.
Thank you, Harshika. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
I'm just sharing my slides, please. Respected Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Dr. Rakesh Bhatnagar, Sir, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Amit Jain, Sir, Guest of Honor, Mr. Saurabh Jain, respected HODs, HOIs, Deans, Directors, my colleagues, participants, and dear students. A very good afternoon to all. I, Dr. Manju Kaushik, welcome you all to the closing ceremony of eStart 2021. eStart, a complete pre-incubation certification program, which was started on 30th June 2021. eStart 2021 is an 8-week pre-incubation certificate program wherein all aspects of starting up a business were taught by the industry experts. These include various aspects taking from idea validation, strategizing, prototyping, design thinking, marketing to MVP. This pre-incubation program is scheduled to be of 8 weeks, that is taking from 30th June 2021 to 31st August 2021, aiming at overall learning and widening of one's perspective on various aspects related of startups. It is a completely free certification program for all the people who wish to pursue entrepreneurship. We have received 350 plus registration over from student professionals, faculties from across the India. Over 50 plus ideas were generated over a course of 8 weeks. Over 40 plus students volunteer worked towards the success of this program. This program covered 20 plus aspects to equip the attendees with the prerequisite of the market. Over 10 plus experts from the industry mentored the young entrepreneurs. Our mentors for the eStart 2021 include Mr. Ashish Bhatt, Love Ishan, Mr. Rajendra Lora, CA Pavas Jain, Ms. Priyanka Madnani, Mr. Saurabh Sahu, Divakar Srivastav, Advocate Prabha Prasad, Saurabh Sahu, Ms. Priyanka Madnani. Areas covered under the program was include overview of startup and startup ecosystem, design thinking, POC and prototype, customer analysis, market research, marketing and sales, IPR, finance, business plan, secretarial and taxation, type of funding, one-on-one mentoring, investment and investor empathy, self-assessment, SWOT analysis, group mentoring, idea pitching workshop. eStart 2021 gave the push needed to a lot of people to dive into the world of startup and entrepreneurship, incubation and assistance to startup and help them strengthen their business by the resources available with eCell AUR. Interaction with a number of mentors and experts from the field of innovation and startup, networking with like-minded people, personalized mentoring and group mentoring session. Here are some glimpses. It is very well said that every end is a new beginning. Entrepreneurship-Cell Amity Innovation Incubator Jaipur presents Programming Club by E-Cell AUR. We aim to develop a platform for all the tech enthusiasts where students can learn, practice, and compete to different aspects like web development, app development, machine learning, etc. The club will arrange workshops, seminars, courses, live projects, and much more to inculcate the coding culture in the university. Entrepreneurship-Cell AUR Amity Innovation Incubator Jaipur proudly presents the very first edition of E-Cell magazine and Tales 21, where dreams come to life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This program has truly benefited all the participants. Moving forward, we have Professor Dr. Amit Jain, sir, Honorable Pro Vice-Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan. Professor Dr. Amit Jain is currently Pro Vice-Chancellor, Dean Faculty of Management and Director, Amity Business School at Amity University, Rajasthan. Prior to this, Professor Amit was Director, International Collaborations and Professor, TAPMI School of Business at Manipal University, Jaipur. Professor Amit has been visiting professor with University of Technology, Sydney, Australia, Shizna Esteban University, Hungary, and Szély János University, Slovakia. Professor
Thank you so
Amit,
much, Harshika. I think this should be good enough. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
for
Over to you.
a very warm welcome and introduction. Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Rakesh Bhatnagar, Ojasvi ji, the CEO of Amity Innovation Incubator, Sahil ji from Amity Innovation Incubator, Dr. Manju Kaushik, heading and leading all the entrepreneurship related initiatives at Amity University, Rajasthan, my dear student volunteers, Saurabh ji, thanks a lot for accepting our invitation. Warm greetings to each one of you. It's really a great moment because something that started as a very humble beginning, I must say, when we planned for this program, a pre-incubation program, which lays the foundation, which sets the tone for the entire entrepreneurial activities at the campus. It started, I'm able to see Dr. Vikas also. So warm welcome to all the colleagues. One of the way to boost economic growth post-lockdown would be to boost entrepreneurship, especially among the young graduates, and an ecosystem to create, nurture, and sustain startups at the institutional level is very, very important. And I'm so happy that Amity Innovation Incubator at AUR is providing a very strong platform to boost entrepreneurial spirit amongst these students. Students have formed a peer group by creating E-Cell also, and they are working diligently to help their own friends, their colleagues, their students to convert their creative ideas into successful ventures. I'm so happy to see several events organized by students in this span of almost 1.5 years, I must say. And the entire period actually has gone in practically lockdown or pandemic. So a wonderful achievement. When I was going through your first newsletter, I was so happy to see that it is full of activities, full of events, a very great participation, not only from within the institution, but also from students from all over the country in some programs and conferences. Even there was a very great overseas participation. So it is really heartening to see. Amity University Rajasthan through this incubator is providing support and guidance in prominent areas, which includes legal assistance, marketing support, public relations support, all the legal due diligence that is required. And I see that the entire course content of this pre-incubation program covered all these areas, which are required for an entrepreneur to step into the world of entrepreneurship. And the world or the situation as of now is full of challenges, but in every adversity lies the opportunity. And I'm happy that all Amitians are looking at the silver linings, they are looking at the opportunities, and they are harnessing the potential that we have despite the adverse situations. I once again congratulate the entire team of Amity Innovation Incubator, the student volunteers of Entrepreneurship-Cell of Amity University, Rajasthan, the leadership of our Honorable Founder President, our Honorable Chancellor, and great support and guidance from our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Dr. Rakesh Bhatnagar, for helping us to take things forward. I once again congratulate each one of you for the great success achieved. The participation has seen a great response, and I'm sure the learnings would be also unmatched. So best wishes to all of you, best wishes for all your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words are truly inspirational for us. We are fortunate to have with us Professor Dr. Rakesh Bhatnagar, sir, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan. He is PhD from Department of Biochemistry, National Sugar Institute, Kanpur, and has worked at Freiburg University, Germany, University of Caen, France, and National Institute of Health. He pioneered the teaching of biotechnology at Jawaharlal Nehru University. Sir is well known for developing recombinant vaccine against anthrax. He has been former Vice-Chancellor of many prestigious universities like Banaras Hindu University and Kumon University, Nainital, in addition to being J.C. Bose Fellow. Sir has been elected Fellow of 3 major science academies of India, namely Indian National Science Academy, New Delhi, Indian Academy of Science, Bangalore, National Academy of Science, Allahabad, and is recipient of many honors, including the 2016 President of India Visitors Award for Innovation. Now I invite our Honorable Vice-Chancellor, sir, to say a few words. Over to you, sir. Sir, you are on mute.
Sorry. Thank you for kind words. And I'm very glad that this program of training the future entrepreneurs has been completed successfully. And as my colleague has just pointed out, that the course which you guys have gone through has covered almost all the aspects of entrepreneurship. I'm very glad that the culture of startup is picking up in India. I think before our beloved Prime Minister took over as a Prime Minister, I don't think many people knew about startup. And when he started talking about startup, now the whole country is talking about startup. I'm glad that this course has given all the aspects of entrepreneurship. Now, what you have to follow it up, that out of the all participants you had who came all the way to, I mean, of course, this would have been an online program, who came to attend this program, how many of them really start their own business? That's most important, because what happens in our country, that quite often people use these things to decorate their CVs. That I have attended this conference, I have attended this international conference, I have gone for this meeting, I have gone for this coursework. That should not be the case. You have to follow it up. That out of your 40 students, how many students have participated? 350? Whatever is the number.
Yes, sir. There are 350 registrations.
Okay. Out of so many students who have attended this course, how many are really going to get a business idea and eventually start their own business? I recall reading somewhere that chairman of Sony Corporation used to travel a lot, and somebody asked him that, what do you do? Why do you travel so much? You know what was his answer? That I look for new ideas. So when I go abroad, I visit places, I just keep my eyes and ears open to look for the new ideas. so that I can come back to Sony Corporation and ask my people to develop a product which will be sold to rest of the world. I think in 1950s, rather 60s, he went to United States and he was told that there are two huge machines which are being bought by, which were fabricated for a television studio. And that was the time when your CDs or your VCRs were not discovered. So those machines were used to play the movies in the television station. And Sony got this idea and went back to Sony Corporation and called his engineers. He bought two such machines and gave it to their engineers. Okay, these are huge machines. You have to miniaturize it and you have to make it so inexpensive that every household in the United States can afford to buy it. And that's how VCR was discovered. And he gave 2 years time for the engineers to fabricate it. And within 2 years, they could flood the market in the United States. So I think most important aspect of this training should be that all your attendees, they should go back and try to look for an idea. Because theoretical knowledge, they got it. Unless you get an idea which nobody has ever thought of, the chances are you will be successful. I give you an example. I quite often think that why motor cars make such a big noise. Why can't they run silently on the street? And there's an idea to share. If you create a magnetic field, okay? Suppose this is magnetic field and this is magnetic field. And if the movement of the motor is driven by the magnetic lines of forces, a car can be designed which will not make a noise. And such a small machine has already been created, which is used for some other purpose. It doesn't make a noise. So if you can design such a thing which doesn't make a noise, first thing, noise pollution will be reduced. Perhaps the energy you waste in friction will be reduced. And the car will work more efficiently. So this is just an observation that this kind of machine can be made. So if this idea is discussed with engineers, perhaps they can design a very good machine. So whenever I go around, I keep on getting such ideas and try to share these ideas with my friends. Let anybody come up with the idea and try to create certain machines, create certain technologies, create certain vaccines, which is my specialization, so that eventually we can make the products. Which you very much and wish you all the best. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us with your words of wisdom. Now, this is the time to launch. This is the launch of the volume 1 of our magazine and Tales 2021, where dreams come to life. This issue takes you along the extraordinary journey of E-Cell starting from January 2020. It also gives you insight about all the aspects of entrepreneurship, innovation, and management, which is the key to a successful business, and also takes you through success stories of startups incubated by Amity Innovation Incubator and our E-Cell family, without whom E-Cell is incomplete. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we seek permission from our Vice-Chancellor, sir, to launch the magazine.
Sure, go ahead.
Now I request IT team to kindly play the video. Well, that was dive into nostalgia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to have with us Mr. Saurabh Jain. Mr. Saurabh is founder of Fun to Do Labs. Fun to Do Labs believes in the motto, Happy Kids Learn More. Fun to Do Labs is pioneering research into transmedia education. Mr. Saurabh is ex-vice president at Paytm. He was heading the Paytm Built for India program. He had an active role in startup products, developer relations, and social impact within Paytm. Mr. Saurabh was also managed the relationships with various industry bodies, including NASCOM, CII, FICCI, PHDCCI, SHM, TIE, etc. Mr. Saurabh is chartered accountant with a keen interest in technology. Mr. Saurabh has authored 2 books on mobile application technology. He wrote Mobile Phone Programming, which was India's first book on mobile app programming. The book was published in 2003 and was a technical book on J2B technology. We wholeheartedly welcome you here, sir. Over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I really liked the inspirational message from Dr. Rakesh Bhatnagar. So when I joined Paytm, I started heading the Paytm Build for India initiative, where I met a lot of faculty members and students from around the country, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, you can say. And fortunately, I was able to meet all these people, and I realized कि हमारे देश का भविष्य काफी सुनहरा है. Because I am able to see the change, जैसे Dr. Bhatnagar was telling about innovation. I think वो एक change होने लगा है हमारे देश में, which I am clearly able to see. And even students के अंदर भी I think काफी change होने लगा है. So I will just share 2 stories. So one is of Vijay Shekhar Sharma, जिनको आज कोई introduction की जरूरत नहीं है. He is the founder of Paytm. तो बड़ा simple. I was just talking one day to Vijay's wife, and मेरी ऐसी कुछ बातचीत हुई तो विजय वाज फ्रॉम दिल्ली कॉलेज ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग, एंड वी ऑल नो इट्स नाउ DTU, दिल्ली टेक्नोलॉजिकल यूनिवर्सिटी. एंड मेरी उनसे बात हुई तो मैंने कहा विजय के कॉलेज के दोस्त क्या कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज आई वाज वेरी क्यूरियस कि मैंने कहा विजय ने इतना सब कुछ किया. तो शी सेड कि विजय के कॉलेज के जो दोस्त हैं वो सारे के सारे फॉरेन चले गए थे, एंड ऑब्वियसली MNCs में बड़े सीनियर लेवल पे होंगे, बट somehow मतलब nobody was very famous in India. So at that time I realized, मैंने कहा देखो पहले के जमाने में आपने स्वदेश फिल्म या और देखी होगी तो यही होता था कि you have to go to foreign country, especially most computer scientists want to go to San Francisco area, and that was the career option जहाँ सब जाना चाहते थे. But आज आप देखिए last I think 5 years में things have changed dramatically. Last 8 months में $20 billion of investment has flown in the startup ecosystem. तो आज आई थिंक जो मतलब जो मेरी जनरेशन में था कि आई स्टिल हैव लॉट ऑफ लाइक फ्रेंड्स एक्सेट्रा जो सैन फ्रांसिस्को चले गए एंड दे हैव अ वेरी गुड करियर देयर. बट आई थिंक आज जो करियर है, जो ग्लैमरस पार्ट है, दैट इज टू बिकम एन एंटरप्रेन्योर. बिकॉज विजय की क्लास में विजय ही अकेले इंडिया रहे, एंड इंडिया रहने का रीजन ये नहीं था कि उन्हें पैसे एक्स्ट्रा कमा रहे थे इंडिया में रह के. ही वॉज वेरी पैट्रियोटिक इन दैट सेंस कि हम मतलब उनका एक डायलॉग था, एक जो मैं एक कॉन्फ्रेंस में एग्जैक्ट डायलॉग ये था कि बहुत दिन हो गई हमने गोरों की चाकरी करते हुए, अब हम खुद हिंदुस्तान को आगे बढ़ाएंगे. तो ब्रॉडली देखिए, अगर आई वुड से यू हैव टू बिल्ड न्यू सॉल्यूशंस फॉर इंडिया. इनोवेशन इंडिया में बहुत चाहिए. एंड एक अभी आपको मैं इंटरेस्टिंग एक बताता हूँ. आई थिंक डॉक्टर भटनागर वैक्सीन में स्पेशलाइज करते हैं, शायद इन्होंने सुना हो, शायद ये ठीक है. आई एम जस्ट गोइंग बाय व्हाट आई सॉ ऑन ट्विटर. So recently I saw that Covishield was more effective in a particular study as per that specific study than Pfizer vaccine. So I was very surprised because अभी तक गुडविल यही है कि कोविशील्ड थोड़ी गरीब कंट्रियों की वैक्सीन है and Pfizer अमेरिका की वैक्सीन है. तो I was very surprised that कोविशील्ड is more effective. But I think शायद है भी because अगर आप नॉर्थ इंडिया में इस समय केसेस देखें तो रिलेटिवली वेरी लेस हैं. तो somehow I don't know what is explaining कि why Delhi is having just 20 cases और राजस्थान yesterday I saw 10 से भी कम केस थे. I understand टेस्टिंग कम होगी, बट मतलब 1 लाख नहीं हो रही होगी टेस्टिंग, बट एटलीस्ट 10,000 से तो ऊपर हो ही रही है. स्टिल वी हैव सो लेस केसेस. So I think somehow the local solutions somehow have grown to become better solutions. I think Covishield is not a very good example because it was researched at Oxford, but I think day is not very far when like Indian vaccines are coming and a lot of Indian innovation is coming. So abhi we did I was at a hackathon where I met a girl. So this girl was from Amity University and she was from Noida, and she had been funded by Amity for 5 lakh rupees. तो अब मैं आपको इसलिए एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ बिकॉज आप लोग सेम उस पोजीशन पे हैं Amity में, एंड आई थिंक शायद आपके दिमाग में वही होगा. तो शी हैड दिस क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम मी कि सर मैं ये हैकाथन्स वगैरह में जा रही हूँ, आई वांट टू डू इनोवेशन. एमिटी ने भी मुझे 5 लाख रुपए दिए हैं इंक्यूबेटर ने, बट सर 5 लाख में क्या होता है आजकल? आप पेटीएम से आए हो, हजारों करोड़ की फंडिंग है, सर मेरे पास सिर्फ 5 लाख है, मैं कैसे हराऊंगी? तो मैंने उसको बड़ा सिंपल एक चीज आई टोल्ड हर. आई सेड देखो तुम्हारे पास 5 लाख नहीं है, तुम गलत जो एनालिसिस कर रही हो या जो मेजर कर रही हो वो गलत कर रही हो. मैंने कहा तुम पेटीएम को या किसी बड़ी कंपनी को क्यों हरा सकती हो? उसका रीजन है आज पेटीएम का सबसे बड़ा रिसोर्स कौन है? विजय. अब विजय के पास टाइम है नहीं, क्योंकि मतलब आई ऑलरेडी सो कि ही वाज वेरी लाइक प्रेशर्ड फॉर टाइम, एंड वो एक बड़ा इशू रहता है व्हेन यू बिकम अ बिग पर्सन. तो मैंने कहा देखो आज अगर तुम कहीं पे जॉब करती तो आफ्टर टैक्स स्टार्टिंग सैलरी वैसे भी 5 लाख से ज्यादा नहीं होती है इन जनरल. तो अगर आप 1 साल के लिए मानो कि मेरे पास 12 महीने टोटल हैं जो मैं इस स्टार्टअप को 100% डिवोट कर सकती हूँ 24/7, एंड नाउ यू कैन टेल योर पेरेंट्स कि पापा वो जो जॉब के पैसे हैं वो तो मुझे फंडिंग में मिल ही गए हैं, तो आई डोंट नीड टू डू अ जॉब, बिकॉज पेरेंट्स को एक जनरली होता है कि आप जॉब करो. तो मैंने कहा तुम ये 5 लाख रुपए मत देखो, ये देखो तुम्हारे पास 12 महीने 24/7 टाइम है, विच विजय ऑल्सो डज नॉट हैव. विजय के पास बहुत सारे आइडियाज हैं विच ही कैन नॉट डू ड्यू टू लैक ऑफ टाइम. तो तुम्हारे पास वो चीज है जो पेटीएम के पास सबसे कम है, दैट इज टाइम. तो एनी यूनिकॉर्न इज लाइक या एनी स्टार्टअप इज लाइक कि आपने एरोप्लेन से आप कूद गए हो, एंड कूदने के बाद आपको समझ आया कि अभी तो पैराशूट खोलना था, और इतनी देर में आपको पैराशूट खोलना है जितनी धरती पे पहुंचने से पहले. तो एवरी स्टार्टअप इज वेरी यू कैन से स्टार्व्ड ऑफ टाइम, एंड आपके पास 12 महीने है, 24/7 है, कंप्यूटर है, इंटरनेट है, तो इस दुनिया में आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता है. द ओनली थिंग स्टॉपिंग यू इज योर क्रिएटिविटी, योर इनोवेशन. तो आई थिंक हम उस दुनिया में आ गए हैं. रिमोट वर्किंग से और फायदा हो गया है. कल येस्टरडे आई वाज टेलिंग माय मदर, तो माय मदर ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू से कि तेरे को तेरी ग्रोथ में आज तक हमेशा ये प्रॉब्लम आई? बिकॉज इंडिया में लॉजिस्टिकल इश्यूज देखिए बहुत सारे रहते थे। मेरे को आज भी ध्यान है, व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड माय स्टार्टअप, फर्स्ट स्टार्टअप, तो प्रॉब्लम क्या हुई, मेरा एक एंसेस्ट्रल ऑफिस था जो बहुत पुराना था, मेरे फादर की डेथ थोड़ी बचपन में हो गई थी, तो मेरे को सबसे पहले क्या करना पड़ा, लोगों को बिठाने के लिए उस ऑफिस को पूरा रिपेयर करवाना पड़ा। वो रिपेयर कराते ही आपको पता ही है, इंडिया में दिल्ली में रिपेयर कराओगे तो सबसे पहले एमसीडी वाले खड़े हो जाते हैं, हर जगह म्यूनिसिपैलिटी वाले आ जाते हैं। तो आई स्टिल रिमेंबर, मैंने कहा यार मैं एक स्टार्टअप खोल रहा हूँ, मैं मोबाइल गेम्स बना रहा हूँ, और आज मैं बजाय मोबाइल गेम बनाने के 3 दिन से एमसीडी में चक्कर लगा रहा हूँ कि भैया प्लीज मुझे अलाउ कर दो रिपेयर करने के लिए। तो वो सिचुएशन थी। आई थिंक रिमोट वर्क से वो भी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गई है। नाउ यू कैन सिट एनीवेयर, यू डोंट नीड टू बी इन सिटीज लाइक दिल्ली, मुंबई या म्यूनिसिपैलिटी के भरोसे आपको बैठने की जरूरत नहीं है। तो आई थिंक थिंग्स हैव चेंज्ड अ लॉट। द ओनली थिंग स्टॉपिंग अस इज आवर थॉट प्रोसेस। आपको अगर आज वो एकलव्य वाला जमाना नहीं है कि आप एंट्री चाहो तो नहीं हो सकते। मैं कल ही बल्कि यस्टरडे आई वाज टेलिंग माय वाइफ, मैंने कहा मैं अपने बच्चों को फॉरेन नहीं भेजूंगा, मैं अपने बच्चों को कहूंगा देखो हर एक को रहता है आईआईटी वगैरह जाओ, नहीं अगर आईआईटी जाते तो प्राइवेट में आई पर्सनली लाइक एमिटी द बेस्ट, एंड आई वुड से कि फॉरेन जाने से अच्छा है तो एमिटी में चला जाओ अपने मेरे बेटे को। बिकॉज आई पर्सनली लाइक द हेड ऑफ एमिटी इंक्यूबेटर अर्लियर जो थे वो मेरे फ्रेंड थे, मैंने काफी देखा एमिटी इज वेरी इनोवेटिव यूनिवर्सिटी। I have met lot of faculty and they are always into writing research papers and doing a lot of stuff. So I would say in Amity, try to innovate, and I think you are at the best place at the right time, because ये जो समय है next decade I personally feel will be a big growth decade. And पिछले decade में देखिए एक विजय शेखर शर्मा और 10-15 और यूनिकॉर्न फाउंडर्स पैदा हुए, इस साल में 20 से ज्यादा यूनिकॉर्न्स हो चुके हैं। तो आई थिंक पूरे डेकेड में मे बी वी विल हैव 100 यूनिकॉर्न्स एटलीस्ट। आई होप जो आज सुन रहे हैं उनमें से 2-3 लोग यूनिकॉर्न बने, एंड यू विल चेंज द वर्ल्ड। इट्स नॉट जस्ट यू फॉर मनी। एक लास्ट चीज मैं आपको एक और कहूंगा, तो विजय के आई बिकेम अ फैमिली फ्रेंड, एंड विजय इज रिलेटिवली वेरी डाउन टू अर्थ पर्सन। तो बिलियनियर में जैसे आप मिलते हो, तो मैं पहली बार मिला तो मुझे लगा यार विजय कहाँ एंटीला जैसी जगह पे रह रहे होंगे, दिल्ली में लुटियन जोन में रह रहे होंगे, एंड आई वाज वेरी सरप्राइज। विजय ने घर लिया लुटियन जोन में, बट ही डजंट हैव टाइम टू गेट दिस हाउस प्रॉपर्ली कंस्ट्रक्टेड, और वो एक नॉर्मल अपने रिलेटिवली मतलब अपर मिडिल क्लास हाउस में रह रहे हैं। एंड आई वॉज वेरी एस्टोनिश, एंड माई वाइफ साइड अगर विजय पैसे के लिए काम नहीं कर रहे, क्योंकि अगर पैसे के लिए काम कर रहे होते तो विजय अभी तक लुटियन जोन में शिफ्ट हो चुके होते। तो मैंने कहा हाँ विजय पैसे के लिए काम नहीं करते, तो विजय के काम करने का एक ही रीजन है कि ही हैज अ वेरी डीप एम्पैथी फॉर द कॉमन मैन। और उसका मैं एक एग्जांपल बताता हूँ। विजय का एक कनेक्शन है जयपुर से। तो विजय वंस केम टू जयपुर एंड ही मेट अ ढाबा वाला। ही सेड भैया आप पेटीएम यूज करते हो? एंड ढाबा वाला सेड सर मैं पेटीएम यूज नहीं करता। अब वो क्यों नहीं यूज करते, विजय ने उससे समझा 10 मिनट, एंड विजय केम बैक टू हिज ऑफिस एंड ही सेड मुझे ढाबे वाले को खुश करना है, ढाबे वाले के लिए ये फीचर्स डालो। एंड द रीजन वाज कि अगर एक ढाबे वाले को चाहिए तो हजारों ढाबे वालों को वो फीचर चाहिए। सो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज आपको ये समझना है कि आम आदमी आपका बॉस है, आपको उस आम आदमी की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करनी है। आप पढ़ लिख लिए, किस लिए पढ़े हैं आप? कृष्ण जी, कल जन्माष्टमी थी, कृष्ण जी और करण में क्या फर्क था? करण फर्स्ट आना चाहता था। 3 इडियट्स में आपने चतुर का कैरेक्टर देखा, करण वैसे थे, वो हमेशा फर्स्ट आना चाहते थे, वो चाहते थे मैं आगे हूँ रेस में। और कृष्ण जी क्या थे? कृष्ण जी वो रैंचो की तरह थे कि अगर मैं कुछ सीख रहा हूँ दैट शुड हेल्प पीपल। सो आप बिल्ड फॉर इंडिया, बिल्ड फॉर योर कंट्री, एंड इन बिटवीन अगर आपने कुछ अच्छा बनाया यू विल बिकम अ बिलियनर। तो इट इज गुड फॉर द कंट्री, इट इज गुड फॉर योर करियर, एंड इट इज गुड फॉर एवरीवन अराउंड द वर्ल्ड।
Thank you so much, sir, for your words. Now I request attendees of eStart 2021 to give their valuable feedback about the event. You can raise your hand and you will be given the access to speak. So if anybody who has attended the eStart 2021.
Yeah, good evening to all. I'm Margaret Francis. I have attended the e-startup program, which is organized by Amity University, Rajasthan. It is my pleasure and privilege to give you the feedback of the e-startup training program. And it was a great initiative of Amity Rajasthan to provide a pre-incubation program on e-startup for the educated professionals, especially in this COVID pandemic situation. And that is through e-platform, which is highly commentable. So people can attend from the different parts of the country. And that is one of the major things in this program. And around 2 months, continuous sessions were there and which is mainly dealt with the early idea stage of startup. And I have attended, it is, I could say that it is a very resourceful, and I would like to appreciate the efforts of Amity to coordinate and conduct such a fruitful sessions. And all the resource persons were very eminent, and they were very elaborately explained the concept and its practical application from the ideation stage of startup and how to go forward through step-by-step process also. It is highly commendable. Each and every session is dealt with the crystal clear clarity also. It is really an encouragement for us to take a step forward to the new initiative for those who participated the program. And I would like to thank on behalf of all the participants to Amity University for providing such a wonderful program with very informative and relevant sessions for all of us. We are all really thankful to Amity University Rajasthan for this program, and my heartfelt thanks to all the resource person for making us resourceful for our future endeavors. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Margaret. Your feedback means a lot to us. And now I would like to welcome Mr. Hamzaah Syed, Joint Secretary Entrepreneurship-Cell, Amity University, Rajasthan, for the orientation of Programming Club by Entrepreneurship-Cell, Amity University, Rajasthan. Mr. Hamzaah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Harshika, for that warm welcome. A respected Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dr. Rakesh Bhatnagar, sir, Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dr. Amit Jain, sir, Guest of Honor, Mr. Saurabh Jain, sir, HODs, HOIs, Deans, Directors, faculty members of various departments, and the audience. A very good afternoon to all. I, Hamzaah Syed, Joint Secretary of Entrepreneurship-Cell, Amity Innovation Incubator Jaipur. Let's start with the quote by Steve Jobs. It's not a faith in technology, it's a faith in people. With this, Entrepreneurship-Cell, Amity Innovation Incubator Jaipur presents the very first official student organization focused on programming. We have witnessed that the technical students from Amity University, Rajasthan had been lacking on practical exposure, and there was a visible gap between the curriculum and the industry requirements. At Entrepreneurship-Cell, we have seen various startups reach us for internships and other student-related opportunities. So, to bridge this gap, we have come up with the Programming Club. This is Amity University Rajasthan's first ever club focused mainly on core coding and entering the industry as an experienced programmer. With the support of Dr. Manju Kaushik ma'am, we have put together a team of 25 plus young talents from the campus who will go through rigorous training to gain the necessary skills and the competitive advantage over others entering the industry. To achieve this, we have sat down with various people in the industry and Amity University Rajasthan's faculty members and devise a curriculum which starts from basic web development and takes them all the way to machine learning and artificial intelligence. As stated by many industry leaders, that the next revolution will be the AI revolution. And this is our contribution to the same. We have great plans, and with the undying support of our faculty members and the mind behind the whole operation, Mr. Keshav Damani, we aim to learn, grow, and churn out professionals with a brighter future for them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hamzaah, for enlightening us. Ladies and gentlemen, every ceremony is incomplete without appreciating the efforts of all those who have worked together for the success of it. I would now like to invite Dr. Vikas Asthana, Faculty Coordinator, to propose a vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Honorable Founder President, Amity Group, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, sir. Honorable Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, Dr. Asim Chauhan, sir. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, Professor Rakesh Bhatnagar, sir. Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, Professor Amit Jain, sir. Guest of Honor, Mr. Saurabh Jain, sir. All Deans and Directors of AUR, distinguished guests and participants, E-Cell team members, and AUR colleagues. It is my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. On behalf of the whole team of eStart, first of all, I extend my thanks to our Chief Patron, Honorable Chancellor of Amity University, Rajasthan, Dr. Asim Chauhan, sir, for his generous support in all the activities we undertake. Thank you, sir, for always being with us. I'd also like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Rakesh Bhatnagar, sir, and our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Amit Jain, sir, for gracing the occasion with their presence. I'm extremely grateful to our guest of honor, Mr. Saurabh Jain, sir, for sparing time out of his busy schedule and making this event a success. At this juncture, I would like to show my heartfelt gratitude to all the members all the mentors who enlightened the participants by sharing their knowledge and practical life experiences. Sir, Amity University and all the participants will always remain indebted to you all. You are real torch bearers for the future entrepreneurs. My sincere thanks are also due to CEO, Amity Innovation Incubator, Mr. Ojasvi Babbar sir, and Vice President, Amity Innovation Incubator, Mr. Vijay Veer Singh sir, for their constant support throughout this wonderful program for budding entrepreneurs. I'm also grateful to Dr. Manju Kaushik ma'am, President IIC, Head Faculty Coordinator ECEL and Amity Innovation Incubator AUR for the invaluable help and the constant guidance provided by her throughout this event. I'd also like to thank Joint Coordinator of the event, Dr. Anjali Kumar Shukla, sir, for his huge and continuous support. Most importantly, I would like to thank all the participants, students, and AUR colleagues for appreciating and taking part in our program. Your enthusiasm serves as our motivation. I'm also thankful from the depth of my heart to the university officials and especially IT team for supporting and providing all the faculties which we require. Last but not the least, my sincere thanks are due to ECEL faculty and student coordinators. I thank you for organizing this event. Without your efforts, this event would have never been possible. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience and kind listening. Thank you.